Good. Good. Heel. Good. Okay. Let's talk about what we're working on today. Good boy. Now there's a lot of crunching, and I'm sorry about that. I'll try not to talk while I'm walking. We're doing heel today. Actually, we're doing off-leash heel today, but we have a leash to show the position. I want to show you the ways that I'm thinking about this, and I'll break it up into 3 things that I know I need to teach the dog for it to be reliable. 1, I need them to know when I say the word heel, where they need to land their nose on my body. And usually, if you draw a line straight up from your heel, you'll meet your hand, and the nose should be behind that. Okay? So, nose in front of that, not ideal. Nose behind, ideal. Okay? So I teach heel means to come here, right? Then they also need to learn to stay here, because they get here and then they go out. So I know I'm teaching when you feel pressure on the e-collar, this is the position I need you to find. No matter where you are, come back here. Then after that, I need to start, once I know they know that, I need to teach them what to do with a real correction, right? Get them tempted. I usually use something in the environment that's distracting. I walk by that, the dog decides to break command, I give a correction, and because of all the work previously, the dog knows what it means, knows what to do with it, and they had the experience themselves. They found out what happens when they break the rules, and we just made the puzzle pieces click. And now we have a dog who understands the command and respects the command and is a joy to walk. So, before we go and do that and walk downtown and have him choosing to either make mistakes or staying in his command, we want to teach him what to do with a correction. This is actually part of the training. The easy way to think about it is you correct a dog for doing something they don't like, and then you direct them. So think of it this way, correct and then direct. And that's really the name of the game. So I'm going to ask him to come into the heel position. Even if the dog has no experience, the dog's going to say, what does that mean? Okay? We're going to turn e-collar pressure on low. We're going to guide the dog to the heel position, let it go, and say good. The stimulation is on the entire time until the dog gets to the position they're supposed to be in. So, if you're using your e-collar properly, you're going to be using low-level stuff. You'll know how to do that if you follow us. It's only the number's not really important. What's important is that he feels it and that it turns off when he gets here to give him the answer. All right? This isn't to punish him for not going from A to B. This is to teach him how to get from A to B. Punishment happens when he says, I don't want to learn today. Screw you, Josh. I'm headed that way. Then that gets punished, right? But if he's trying, we're just teaching. And the e-collar, the same device that does the punishing, can do the talking on low numbers, okay? So I say the word heel. The dog says, I don't know what that means, although he has some experience. The e-collar kicks on, which, by the way, they've learned before we got into command training. You would know this if you watch our recent stuff, especially. Before we even got into command training, they've learned about the e-collar. Then they know it's me. They know what it means. They know it means I'm disagreeing with something they're doing, or they need to try something else, right? Now I'm going into command training. When he feels that stim, if I say heel, he doesn't know what it means. He at least knows that he needs to try something. I'm going to show him where to go. This right here, this leash, training wheels. This is how I can give him the answer and show him exactly where to go. Once he gets here, this e-collar stim turns off. I know I'm repeating myself, but the questions are repeating, right? The same questions. So we're going to give the same answers. And then we'll work from there. Let me just make sure he knows what heel means. Just take a look. Heel. Stim on. Guidance, stim off. Good. And then you mark. See how that works? When your dog first starts, because you probably, if you didn't take the time to do the week-long ritual that I did to get a dog to understand my language and what I'm trying to say to them, your dog's going to give you so many, they're going to go in so many directions because their mind's not ready to be trained, right? So they're going to be going all over the place, and you're going to struggle real big time. It's not going to look like Root here, who's giving me one behavior and then looking up and saying, was that right? That dog's just going to go crazy, and you're going to be wrangling a wild beast. This is what it looks like when you started to domesticate them a little bit. You got them respectful, and then you try to teach. Heel. Good, Root. Nice work. Good, Root. Okay. Very nice. Now Root makes that look easy, and he showed off a little bit there. But the truth is, we've invested a lot of time in sessions to leading him up to being able to receive these concepts without much of a fight and with open ears, so that he can learn them quickly as he sees fit when he's trying. When a dog's trying and they're as smart as Root, they pick up on things faster than I do, okay? So he's picking up on these concepts very quick because he's trying. Then once we get them, we're gonna go do awesome stuff, right? He's already been on a couple hikes because he's learned the recall, so he got the taste of some freedom, and he likes it. Good boy. Not that he hasn't had the taste of freedom in the past. He runs away. But he's not going to be running away anymore. Okay? Because now he knows what happens when he runs away. That's part of my job here. Is to teach him what happens now when I run away. And that's still part of his training to come in the future when he's ready for those big moments in his life to really change the way he views these moments in life. I need him to get to the point where he has the experience where he sees something that he wants, he says, I don't care about your training anymore, and he decides to go for it anyway, completely consciously not listening, and then he gets a big correction and comes back. Those ones are memorable, and those stop dogs from running away, okay? And it'll keep the dog will live longer, essentially, because they won't be putting themselves at risk going out in roads, which happens. Okay, heel. Good, and you'll see a dog get more and more confident once they get the answer right. Good job. But they need to be a good student in order to start getting good grades. It doesn't matter how smart you are. If you have a bad attitude, you're not going anywhere in life, right? So this guy's smart, but he had the wrong attitude. When he has the right attitude, he's a star pupil. Good boy. I mean, this is great. He's giving me focus. He's giving me a calm, focused mind who's ready to learn. This is him, in my opinion, at his best. Good boy. Heel. That's very good, Root. Little correction there. Informational correction, not punishing, okay? But his head dipped to the wrong side. Right here, he gets confused. Pressure on, pressure off. Good boy. He needs to learn to turn with my foot. Good boy. Not to come over to what we call the gutter on the right side. Good, okay. And he's ready for a walk. Good. He knows how to find that position. If you were to make an error and head out in front of me, to the side of me, around me, behind me, he'll know how to come back here. Now I can start giving him full-on corrections justified by putting him in situations that he decides not to listen, like a dog across the street or something. We have a way to have a conversation that he understands. He's familiar with the conversation. Now we can start really using it and really making effective change in his life, okay? This goes for all the reactive dogs that come through here. This is how we like to do it. Good boy, Roots. Break. Nice work. I will offer you a little bit of this if you'd like, okay? Just a little, because this was a big moment for him. He got through some stuff. Okay, but only when I offer that. And we'll be talking about that when you come to pick him up, about when it should be appropriate, and probably not going to do it for a little while going home, because we don't want to give him the wrong impression. But at the end of the day, he's a dog that you can get both with, as long as you're in control of it. All right, so when I'm done, I haven't come up with a word yet. What would I say? Out. We'll use out, because he's already learning out. Good. That felt natural. He seemed to understand it We'll continue with that.
Good boy, bud. Good boy.
Such a sweet guy.